if you're looking for some really great performing and good looking water for your mobile or for your VR project, you're at the right spot. This is low poly water from Jolix on the asset store. And this is a very nice shader for low poly water. We're going to look at this. You can get it right now for less than $5. And there's a giveaway. I've got 3 codes to give away in this video. So stay tuned for details about that. First, let's look at the, let's take a look at it. I'm going to import it into the project. Okay, so I imported the whole pack. And here we go, low poly water. There's a demo scene. And right off the bat, we can see that everything looks good. It has the shoreline. It has the nice white foam that you would see around objects that are in the shoreline. And you can see I can move the object around, and that shoreline stays. And then let's look at all the different ways to use this. First of all, we've got Stillwater. Now, Stillwater doesn't have waves, and we need to expand the shader to get all the options. You can set the color, the opacity, the gloss. We could change the color, make it lava. I'm going to Control Z that. And then, of course, you could change the gloss, how shiny it is, the specular on it. You can change the color of the sun. So maybe you want a yellow sunset on it. You can change the smoothness. And you can change the Fresnel alpha. It's using this one here, the water Fresnel. You could change that if you want to. Over here we have the high quality one, and this one has the shore. What we can change is the shading. We can do flat shaded, which is going to be a flat color on each wave. Or we can do a vertex lit, and that's going to do a nice gradient between the different, on the triangles, we'll have a nice gradient. We can also do pixel lit, which is going to light it per pixel, so there'll be a really nice smooth there. Now, on vertex lit, I will say that initially when I tried this with the legacy vertex lit rendering path, if I were to go to my project settings and the graphics, right now it's using the default, so it's going to be using forward rendering. But originally vertex lit didn't work. However, I contacted the developer, and great support, got vertex lit working. So now this even works with the legacy vertex lit rendering path. As you can see, I'm changing everything to legacy vertex lit. So here we are using legacy vertex lit, and this water is still working. Now with that, you're obviously probably not going to be able to use the pixel lit, and maybe you can, maybe it lets you, but for best performance you would probably want to stay on flat or vertex lit. However, this shader is great performing, and it works really well. And just to make sure that it looks as good as it should, I guess I'm going to go back to the graphics setting and set that back to forward. But we can see that it works with the legacy vertex lit rendering path. Now back to this high quality, we can see that we could change the ripples, and you might not have ripples if you have flat water, but I can change the ripple speed. We can change the ripple height, and we can enable high quality waves, low quality waves, or off, which is going to give you the still water. And then you got the wave length, stretch, speed, height, steepness, direction, and then there's the shore blend. Now the shore blend is what we're seeing over here. Of course, you could change the color of that. You could change, enable and disable it, and the intensity of it. The distance, the shore distance, we can change how far that's going to go. So really nice control over everything on this shader. Though there's also a noise texture. You could change that noise texture and write to depth buffer. Now, normally when I'm building for mobile VR, I like to go to the disable the depth buffer I need to switch this over to Android and disable the depth and stencil buffers. And I normally do that to increase performance and disable that. So it's nice that it has the option to not write to the depth buffer because normally I don't want to write anything or use the depth buffer on my mobile VR projects. Now the low poly water script itself, we could see that we could set the size X and size Y and whether it's hexagonal or square. The hexagonal will give it a nice round shape. And you can switch it over to square as well. So pick what shape works best for you there. And then you can set the size of it and the wave scale. You could put the noise on there, how much noise you're going to want to have. So if it's rough or smooth water, but very nice water for your mobile VR project, and it works great on the Android, on Google Cardboard, Gear VR. You build it and you get your 60 frames per second that you need. Now normally this shader is $7, which is a really good price for this amazing water. However, you can get it for $4.90, which is crazy right now. So that's on the Madness sale. However, I also have 3 codes to give away. So what I'm going to do is the first 3 comments are going to get a reply, and there's going to be the code put into that reply. Now that means that if you put a reply, that doesn't mean you win. That means you get a reply, and the code's going to be in your reply. Now that gives you a big advantage over anybody else to actually redeem that code, because you're going to get a notification, I believe, when I reply to you. So you should get it. But just to make sure, I would advise to click on this button and go to your account. Click on the button here. And that opens up your account page, which I've shrunk down so you can't see it all. But there's a redeem voucher and a voucher code. So you need to paste that in here and click submit. So I would say open this up first. That way, when I reply, you really make sure you get it. Still, somebody might get the code. If they do, that's okay, because that's how these giveaways are working, and it's only $4.90. Show some support for the community. And what I'm going to do is do giveaways, I think, all week long. So stay tuned for more, and I hope this water helps you out. I know it did for me for one of my projects. See you guys in the next video.